to memorize your lies. I feel like I've been hypnotized. And then that magic man, he come to town. Woo-wee, he done spun my head all round. Said recess is in session, 2 and 2 make 5. And now, baby, oh, I'm alive. Oh yeah, I'm alive. And if you wanna be the teacher's man, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock got no reason, rock got no rhyme. You better get me to school on time. Oh yeah! Assignment. Kick some ass. And if you wanna be the teacher's pet, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock out the reason, rock out the rhyme. You better get me to school on time. And if you wanna be the teacher's pet, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock out the reason, rock out the rhyme. You better get me to school on time. This is my final exam. Now y'all know who I am. I might not be that perfect son, but y'all be rocking when I'm done.
Hello, my name is Anastasia, and this is my rendition of the Alpha Gamma Rho Fraternity House. I really wanted to focus on both communal, like public spaces that like the whole fraternity can use, but also these like smaller like nook spaces to have both like smaller groups and just like educational settings. I currently am RA on campus, so I talked to some of my residents on like what they would want to see changed in the housing system, and a lot of them wanted those like smaller spaces because we don't really have that on campus, and then they also really wanted a lot of natural light because living in a dorm is sometimes a little sad, so having those connections to the outdoors is really important for them. So going off on the site, I have this main entrance to the building following the curve of the main road right there. And then I also ended up deciding to get rid of that secondary parking lot because when we visited the site, this large parking lot was the one that was being mainly used. And then there's also like street parking and then board parking over on this north side. And then I just wanted to create a really nice front view for the fraternity house so people know like where they're coming from and like what place they're actually entering, with some seating on the outside following the curve of the building as well. Looking at the floor plan, when you first enter, we have the mailroom and also front desk area for like security purposes. And then it's very open in this main hall area. I wanted to keep it very open for so people can be using it as a large setting for like community events. All of the furniture is very like movable, so people can like reuse the spaces, so they're not just like one use and that's it. For the kitchen, it is big enough to be commercial size, but it's also like an open concept, so the residents of the building can have access to it. Because we all know that the dining hall is nice, and like having like prepared food for you is really nice, but being able to microwave some mac and cheese at 2 in the morning is also really well. And then we have the dining hall and sitting area right there with the library in this corner area. Going back here, we have all of the dorm rooms. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we have the dorm rooms lining this wall, this one, this one, this one, with glass walls on the other side. On these two wings, I wanted to create these like nook areas because I like sitting in the hallway in my dorm and having like these spaces that are separate from the hallway, but also in more of an open area is really nice because I like having study sessions with my friends and just being able to sit in that open area but not having to sit in this big communal spot where everyone is like walking around and like talking really loudly is nice. And then there's also a secondary living room that's just a little bit smaller up in this quadrant of the building, just so the dorms around here don't have to go all the way over to the main living area to spend time socially with others. The hallways right here are both a little bit wider, so there's more spots in this hallway to actually sit and study, with access points into this outdoor courtyard from here, here, and here. And then this is a covered breezeway to get from the parking lot to this main courtyard. This courtyard is paved, and then this one isn't. I wanted to create that green area that is both accessible from the building, but also shaded so people can go out and like hammock and stuff and just spend time outdoors without having to like sit at like picnic benches and just on a paved surface. You can see the paved one right here with that courtyard, and then just the green area right here. I really wanted to focus on that natural light, but also because we're in Southern Illinois, we get a lot of sunshine, I feel like, so all of the curtain walls and windows have shades built into them on the top, so when it gets too sunny, they can roll down to preserve that, so it doesn't get so hot in the hallways. Because it's all glass, there's a lot of sunlight a lot of the time, so having those shades will just preserve that and not make the building have to use so much electricity for heating and cooling. With that heating and cooling, I also provided a bunch of solar panels on this main hall roof, just so the building can create that electricity instead of just using non-renewable resources. For the drainage, I also created a pond just like Ryan did, because there's a lot of water that comes down from this parking lot straight into the back of the building. When we went on a site visit, we saw that there was like a lot of sitting water because this site is currently very, very flat. So I just wanted to fix that and have most of this water drain into that pond, and then also from the building into the pond. I also have a gray water solution system with low flow appliances, because preserving water is very important nowadays, and we just want to not use as many resources as possible. I have two 88 rooms, one here and one here. They're both single, so they have their own private bathroom. I wanted to put them relatively in the center of the building so they don't have to walk all the way over to the edge of the building in order to get to their rooms. There's access points from here, 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 and here to get into the building with building access devices, so you don't always have to come in through the main entrance of the building. And then, as you can see in this render, all of this main hall, the ceiling is raised up, so it's 1.5 stories instead of just a single story, to have those upper windows to create that natural light without having too much glare straight into the living room and the kitchen. And then we can see that also the little nook spaces right here are also a little bit raised up just to create a little bit more to look at once you're looking at like the building. And then all of the dorms also have bay windows to have more access to look at to the outside, but also to create more something to look at when you're looking at the side of the building instead of just having just all plain windows. It creates more texture to look at, so it's not just one long line of windows. And then that is my design for this picture. Any comments or questions?
Again, I like that courtyard idea. It needs to be a big plan. I like the big windows. I feel like it adds some. It's gonna look like a bigger room. With the glass.
The interesting thing is the story enhanced. You have that big open concept, but you feel like it's a bigger than may or may not be.
Yeah.
Did you say there was a laundry room?
Oh yeah, so the laundry room is going to be right here in the
Okay.
middle as well.
All right.
I like the shape of it.
Yeah.
You said there were blinds.
Mhm.
They're incorporated. They're at the top.
Yeah, they would be at the top right here.
How would those operate? Do they pull down?
Yeah, they're pulled down. And then the ones up that would be up here would be electronic.
Right.
Because there's a lot of sunlight that comes in through here on that south side, so this one especially would be getting hit all the time with that direct sunlight. So there's also trees in this courtyard area in this renders to block some of that sunlight.
Now, I see you're real close to Douglas Avenue here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost on the sidewalk and the border.
Any questions from the graduates?
Not that I can think of. I think the whole one-story concept is a little interesting. Environmentally, I think it's more efficient to do 2 stories. If that's something
Those
that's
are required.
there's a requirement for 1 story. Yeah, I like the breezeway concept as well. I think there's a lot of entrances to the building. You talked about security, but you also have like 8 or 9 entrances. That's could be hard to control, especially with direct access to that courtyard.
At least with West Campus, there's these building access devices, so all of the doors automatically lock. That's what I was thinking of when I was designing all of these entrances, because I feel like no one's gonna want to walk from here all the way to these main entrances. I just wanted to create those spaces that will automatically lock to preserve security, but also so people don't have to walk throughout the entire building just to get back to their room.
The corridors could be gated somehow.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one under the breezeway.
Yeah.
But you did a very good job graphically. It's very clear, very clean, very correct. The only thing is the darkness of the rendering.
That
on
main
top,
one.
the top. Yeah. It would be much better to see it clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But the elevation of the bottom right it's wonderful. I mean, it gives a clear idea of that set of colors. Thank you.